All right, let's talk about the Alabama Crimson Tide. Of course, it's been a heck of an offseason for Alabama. I think everyone was excited to see what they saw during A-Day. In fact, Nick Saban was excited with this new coaching staff. We did a story about that a few days ago. But it's all about long-term success, and it's all about building a quality program. You have to do it through the recruiting game, and you have to do it through the transfer portal as well. And to that end, the Crimson Tide have made a nice addition to that. Let's get into the article, and we'll talk about it more in detail on the other side. This is from The Spun. Alabama improved in the trenches on Saturday. The program got a commitment from former Michigan State offensive lineman Gio Vandermark. He has 2 years of eligibility remaining and played in 18 games for Michigan State University. He's the second offensive lineman commit to Alabama during the spring transfer window, joining the often in the news Caden Proctor after he transferred back from Iowa. Vandermark will bring depth and experience to Alabama's offensive line. All right. I always love adding offensive linemen into the fold, especially guys with experience, even if they're just depth guys. So I love this move by the Tide. Miles, I'm curious what your thoughts are. But first, Alabama fans in the comment section below. Look, now that we're getting closer and closer to the regular season kicking off, we're a summer away at this point. Now's your first chance. Give us your prediction for the Tide's regular season record, final regular season record. What do you think it will be today? And put it in the comment section below. Really excited to see what you guys are going to say there. But Minus, give me your thoughts on this move by Alabama and what it means for them going forward.
Yeah, Nick, I think Vandemark is a solid player. I think he's going to add some good depth and potential starter to this Alabama offensive line, but I don't think that's the big story here. And I think we've talked about this a lot. I think everybody was worried, and we're going to keep talking about this because it seems like at this point, it's been a few years. Kalen DeBoer has settled in, and he really got this Alabama team under control. But really, it's only been part of the offseason thus far. He's really done a great job of settling things down and really getting a handle on this Alabama team. Because if you look at the ranking in the transfer portal, they have the number 3 transfer class in the country. Only 2 teams ahead of them are Oregon and Ole Miss. 15 transfer portal commits by Alabama. 7 of them were 4 stars. 1 of them was a 5-star. They really did a lot of great stuff in the transfer portal, adding 7 offensive line transfers as well. I just think this is a team in Alabama who's doing a lot of really strong stuff, showing they're okay. Nothing has changed. It's status quo. Everything's going on. And we say this all the time. We talk about this all the time. But it's just so true. It's hard to, keep reiterating this over and over again. Alabama really done a lot of great things, building through the trenches, doing a lot of strong stuff. And I think Vandemark is just another example of how Alabama is showing we can get the transfers, we can get the recruits, we can do everything we were doing with Saban with DeBoer as our head coach. So I think they're in a great spot. And I think Gino Vandemark is just another example of that, showing this wasn't just, a first splash in the pan type of thing. This is sustained success, and we're going to be able to keep doing this throughout the rest of this season.
I think you hit the nail on the head here. And look, obviously, Kalen DeBoer and his staff strategy is going to be different than Saban and his staff, obviously. And so credit to DeBoer and his group, making sure they don't just try and mimic what Coach Saban did, right? Because that was going to be a recipe for disaster. But it's all about getting to the same endpoint, and that's having an incredibly talented, deep roster. And because it's a transfer portal, it's getting more and more active, right? New coaching staff, all those kind of things. There's going to be more transfers relied on than maybe years past for Alabama. But I want to give credit, again, to this new staff coming in, and I guarantee you they had to sell the athletic department, boosters, things like that, on saying, listen, we are going to be more active in the transfer portal maybe than you would have been under Coach Saban, as you have been in years past, where Saban and his staff were very selective about who they went after. They were focused on just really individual guys instead of an en masse effort in the transfer portal. DeBoer's taken a different approach, but he's done a great job adding quality players across the board. I think that's the important thing here, because we know DeBoer, based on his time in Washington, has a reputation as being a guy who can bring in the playmakers, right? Bring in the big name receivers, maybe a big arm quarterback, things like that. But the real question to me was, can you bring in quality offensive linemen? Because as much as receivers, quarterbacks, they make the highlights, you win SEC championships, as Alabama proved last year in the trenches with how they beat Georgia and Atlanta, and being able to secure transfer guys, veteran guys, experienced guys in the portal. on the offensive line, I think is critical, right? This is a Tide team that's going to have to lean on the offensive line, especially as they work through some new issues, new schemes, new things like that. They're going to have to be physical and tough up front. And I think, look, Milroe's a veteran guy. He can take on a lot of load, but he needs those guys, those front five, to really give him time. He's not a prototypical, at least the way it looked like last season. He's not Tom Brady back there getting rid of the ball in 2 seconds, making the right read and making the right throw. He needs a little bit more time. He needs a little bit more security support system around him, and making sure you have a quality offensive line to help Milroe through these early stages is critical for Alabama. They've done a great job addressing it through recruiting and now through the transfer portal as well. And I think the overall theme is that Kalen DeBoer continues to show why he was named the head coach for the Crimson Tide. He's not just capable in terms of his strategy. He's not just capable in terms of his recruiting. He's not just capable in terms of his transfer portal. He's capable in all of that, right? He's got a holistic, completely just deep tool set, skill set, and staff engineered to put Alabama into a new era. And I think everything he's doing so far has checked every box. That's why Nick Saban was excited with what he saw during the A game. And I think Alabama fans, you should be excited right now too, because DeBoer has exceeded my expectations and a lot of people's as well. And I think the future is still bright in Tuscaloosa.
Data brokers sell your information to scammers, spammers, and anyone else who may want to target you. Your full name, email, home address, health records, even your relatives. It's all out there. That's why we use Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura shows us which data brokers are selling our information and automatically submits opt-out requests for us.
Cleaning up our information not only reduces the amount of that stupid spam we all get, but it also protects us from hackers who could use this information to help them access our social media accounts, bank accounts, and other sensitive information. Aura also does much more to protect us and our families from online threats. We also get features like antivirus protection, VPNs, password management, parental controls, identity theft insurance, and more without having to download several different apps. That's really key. One location, get all this great stuff. It's really easy to set up. And the best of all, we get everything at one affordable price.
You may already have one or two of these tools already, but not having Aura is like locking the front door and leaving the back door wide open. Aura is always on doing the hard work of keeping us safe so you can focus on other tasks with peace of mind. We value our privacy and we also value yours. So go to aura.com/SMI college to start your 2-week free trial. Again, linked in the description below. Go to aura.com/SMI college to start your 2-week free trial today.